Good evening. This is the Bedford Township Park Commission meeting for October 27th at 7 p.m. Call to order the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Set up. All right, Aaron is not here yet, but I know he likely will be here any minute, so we can press forward. What you need?
I can take notes until he gets here.
If you want. Approval of the agenda. Did anybody else have any other items or things?
I'm going to motion to amend the agenda and add under item 6 presentations, Pat Mahoney and Jody Rector from the Planning Commission.
They're 9A.
They're 9A? Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Never mind. That's good. All right.
But you're good. We'll just carry with that as is then, because they're the first ones up.
All right, sweet.
So without any other changes, I need a motion for the approval.
Motion for approval of the agenda as is.
I will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. Approval of the minutes from October 13th. Aaron did get those over today. I reviewed them. I didn't notice any changes. He also noted the changes for the previous minutes that we had discussed on this one as well. I'll motion to approve unless anybody has any adjustments.
I'll motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
So he's got second. All in favor with aye? Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved from October 13th. Secretary's report probably has.
We'll give him a minute.
Yep. Aaron, do you have anything to report?
Let me do this first, and then I'll. Yeah.
We're at your that's what I was assuming so, unless you had something new. So no report from Secretary. Treasurer's report.
Yes. Standard bills for the 2 weeks or so. 2 cleaning bills, Sumerian car, consumers energy bills, Michigan gas bill, and then 2 water bills, Parmalee and White. The AA group that meets at car park in the hall there, they gave us another donation, $520, which is more than what they gave us the last time, so that's awesome.
They've done that each year, so we appreciate that from them. Yeah, everything looks standard, nothing out of the ordinary here. I will motion to approve the treasurer's report as is.
It does look like Parmalee is lower than White this time, so that's must have been just a
Probably estimated.
yeah.
Yep.
And then for the water.
Corrected. Yep.
So yeah, second.
All in favor? Aaron?
Yes.
Matthew?
Aye.
Myself is aye. Josh?
Aye.
And Dawn? Aye. Treasurer's report is approved. Presentations, none listed for tonight. Community Education Parks Partners. The only update I haven't gotten anything from Nancy in a bit for community education. I know their soccer just finished, and basketball we start in a couple weeks for, I think it's preschool through 5 or 6, whatever that is. That age level starts, and then after that,
I think the
about
secret
December
with
is
them
when
now,
the big one is.
I think the secret with them is they have plenty of money and don't need our 25K anymore, and so I don't
We
know how
don't
much
hear
of a
too much
partner
from
they
them.
really are, but you know,
We'll still report on it.
that's cool. We'll get something going with them
Freebie
in our
also,
parks.
their fall ball tournaments and all that were this past weekend, so they are wrapped up for the year. I know, talking with them, I think it's Tuesday, the bathrooms and like the concession stand are scheduled to winterize and get wrapped up for the winter here to get all the water and stuff shut off. So
I mean, if anyone asks to use them, they are officially open to be used.
there's no water, not going to be any
No, I meant
running
the
water.
fields.
Oh,
'Cause I get every once in a while someone wanted.
they should be, yeah. As long as they're open, they're open. Moving on from that, comments from the public, limited to 2 minutes. All set. That leads us to old new business, the Planning Commission CIP review. We had a meeting with them, what was this, past Wednesday?
Yes.
And they're actually, Pat is present here to kind of review that and go over everything with us, so.
Hi, I'm
Floor is
the
yours.
Director with Planning and Zoning, and I have Mr. Mahoney, who is the Planning Commission Chair. We just kind of wanted to come touch base a little bit. I know Pat's going to share a little bit more of what him and Josh did out at Samaria Park. I just wanted to introduce myself. I know I know Matt and Josh now, but I hadn't met anybody else since the new members were appointed. Welcome to the Park Commission. But open communication, we'd like to start getting some good, solid numbers that are needed for this capital improvement plan. I know Josh and Pat had gone out to some area and did some investigating about how we're moving forward and what we're actually going to be looking at for the asset aspect of the CIP, and then where we want to delegate money and how much we want to look at. We do need to get it to Mr. Miller from the finance department by the end of the year, 1st of January, so then that can be started to be reviewed and discussed for the 2027 budget year. So I'm going to let Pat kind of talk over. Please, if you have any questions or you want to meet and discuss anything, reach out to my department. We'd like to keep that open communication and keep things moving forward because our parks are definitely important to our community.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so Josh and I met out at Samaria Park last week. We spent about an hour basically taking an inventory of what's at the park, all the assets. I created a spreadsheet that you're welcome to use it. And on it, there's a tab for every park, and it lists large assets, medium assets, and small assets. The only ones the Planning Commission is concerned with, and Bob Miller, would be the large assets. The rest of them you would just manage like you've normally been doing it, day-to-day, week-to-week type of thing. So if you, I'll send this out to you. I've got your email addresses now. You guys can look at it, suggest changes, make your own up. I don't care, but it's just a tool to help you guys manage what's at the parks a little bit better. You know what, just by clicking on a tab, what the other guy is looking at. You can help you get each other out.
Like a Google Doc?
Pardon?
Like a Google Doc?
So that's what I thought might be the better format to put it in. So I'll probably upload it to a Google document. That way, when you make changes, it'll always be up to date. You're all familiar with Google Documents?
Yes.
I just started creating one for the little ins and outs of things we don't pass along from board to board, so it's just kind of...
So this might, work out.
Right into that.
You can add to what you've created, use what I have. I put also at the bottom safety concerns. When Josh and I were looking at some of the playscapes, I noticed a couple, like where the plastic's peeling off, might be a trip hazard. It seemed like with the playscapes, they felt very solid, but the surfaces have worn off, and now you've got surface rust on bare metal. How much of a problem that might be going forward, I don't know, but it's just something for you to determine. And for us to get the replacement value as accurate as possible in the longevity, or how many years we have left for every asset, correct. So the township board can plan accordingly and allocate money to what you guys need to do. So what I included in there, I can leave this a copy with you, Andrew, as the chair. And basically, it's as good, desirable, how many years, what year you expect to replace it, and how much. So this is what the spreadsheet looks like. I took a picture of the assets that we're talking about that you can add into or just copy and paste into the sheets. So all the assets.
Just some area.
We did
All
just
those
Samaria.
pictures you're saying is just.
So my plan is to get somebody on planning to contact each one of you to go out to the park and do what Josh and I did.
That's a great
That's
idea.
why I need your phone number, Aaron. I think you're the last person I need. It probably wouldn't hurt to have an email address too, Don, so I'll probably want to get that before I leave. And then somebody will reach out to you. These are going to be guys that will continue to be on planning. It's important that they get involved in it so they understand what you guys go through. Because there was one thing that didn't occur to me when we were doing it, Josh. When I look at that big building, and that's going to be listed, the building itself, but in 20 years, maybe the HVAC system has to be. So we have to put that on the large asset portion of, we have to put the roof. How many years are left? Roof, I guesstimated a simple roof like that's 15 grand. I could be wrong. I estimated to replace the building to be about $170 a square foot. That might be a little extreme just for a plain building. And then I was thinking for like the concrete pads that you're going to see, that's maybe estimate about $17 a square foot. And then the structure above it, if it's a pavilion, at 15, 20 grand add on top of that. Use your best judgment. Use the dollar values. If you think $17 is too low for concrete, come to an agreement as a board and use that and for the building as well. On the last tab, there's the basically what you would send to Bob Miller, or that Bob Miller would retrieve once you get all the numbers and get them all up to date. It's got to be done on an annual basis for him to put a budget together. So that's how that's going to work.
No, I appreciate, Josh was showing me it earlier, and we've needed a doc like this to just list everything and have a tab of everything at the parks, because when you look through 5, 6 major parks in the zones, it adds up quick and it's tough to track it all. And there's never really been anything in place like that and that detailed and that organized. So it's much appreciated.
I'm glad you know Google Documents, so that's the format I'll put it in. And it's something else, people on the board, township board, can have access to, and they can look at it at any moment in time.
Easily accessible. It's easily updated. It's
nice to
a
be
way
very
to track.
transparent too, because
Exactly.
you want to share it too can easily look at it, and you can make it so it's not adjustable, or it is adjustable based on their access.
And people will know that you're doing your jobs and you're doing a good job. It's not an easy job keeping everybody happy with the parks. They are an important asset to the community, and it just helps protect you.
Is the number reviewed every year? Because maybe this year it's 200,000 for a new playscape, but maybe next year it's 250 depending on stuff. Do we just adjust it every year?
That's why
Yeah, you would keep it up to date.
You kind of do the same thing, estimation.
So there's a current value and then a replacement value, and you're going to have to guesstimate, all right, if we don't have to replace it in 10 years, what will it cost? Maybe anticipate 5 to 8% inflation every year and figure it out that way.
until you get true bids and actually put it out. You're never going to get exact, but you can get a good rough idea.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know any roofers or somebody that might go by your community center and say, yeah, don't hold them to the quote, but they'll tell you it's about a $15,000 job to re-roof that. Might be 20,000. I mean, I don't know, but that way your number is at least in the ballpark when it comes time to look and put it out for bid. So before I go, Aaron, can I get your number? Because I'm not going to stay for the whole meeting.
Well, 517.
No, I'll bring it over.
You're okay, yeah, fine. I don't care. I mean,
Any other questions, guys?
what's your definition on there of big, medium, small? Like 500, 5,000?
$5,000.
Okay, I was
Above 5,000, and then I put 2 to 4, and then below 2,000.
So below 2 is small, 2-ish.
Yeah, you'll see it on the spreadsheet.
Okay, it's on there. Great, beautiful. Thank you.
here,
Appreciate all the
Yeah,
hard work you're doing for this.
pass that down.
just so you can get.
We're all in this together, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Any other questions? Jody?
No, I just wanted to also thank Pat because he did put a lot of work in time trying to get it all organized, and he's done a great job trying to get even the Planning Commission all on the same page. Keep in mind, the CIP is at least 6 years out. So it seems like that we have a lot in a short amount of time that we're trying to get everything fixed, repaired, maintained. So we're looking at it as like 6 years. So whatever we come up with, say you have the 200,000, we're going to spread that over 6 years. This isn't short term. So keep that in mind when you are looking to start your budget for next year. Keep that in mind. If you're looking at doing a play escape and we have 200,000 allocated already in the CIP, but you need another 50, then we need to allocate that somewhere in the budget. So definitely work with Mr. Miller on that when you are looking at doing your budget, treasurer, for next year to present to the board. Keep those things in mind when it is already allocated. It's money that can be spent, but we want to make sure we're allocating it out 6 years. So say I'm going to use the pickleball courts coming in at Carr Park. We definitely need to then, once they're completed, get an idea of what they cost this year, allocate that out, put it on the desirable, the level 3, because then we need to start allocating. If we think there's going to be maintenance, say in 5 years or however, 10 years, we need to start allocating that as soon as we have a new project. We need to put that in the CIP so we can start allocating that. So I just use that as an example because it is something that will be need to added this year coming up. Any other questions for myself or Pat?
No.
Appreciate you giving us the time to come
Thanks,
and
Josh, for
yeah.
letting me out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pat.
All right.
Appreciate it a lot.
And then we'll have the Planning Commission members reach out to you, set up a time frame, and then we can always come back again once you get those allocations and that spreadsheet updated. If you want us to come back, I know Pat's really, he's leaving us at the end of the year, so I know it's very important for him to at least see this moving forward before the end of the year.
And basically, if we can get through each of the parks, get it all listed and good, not necessarily that we even need to meet with you, but just agree 100% we've got it, have it
Yes.
in Google Docs, have it ready for you for the new year, Bob, then to.
Yeah, because we have to
Or
take it to
then
the
you're
Planning
taking it
Commission.
for-
Yes, because
By
we
June
take
30th,
it back.
all the budgeting and everything's got to be done.
Yes, because we take it back to the Planning Commission,
Okay.
and then they recommend to the Township Board to put it in the budget for 2027.
Perfect.
Yep, so I think it's moving forward greatly. I appreciate Pat.
Awesome. Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much. Any other questions you guys have in terms of the review or what's happening? We'll each kind of focus on our parks, but then obviously if Aaron, like with you and travel and work and all that, if you need me to cover Parmalee, like
I'll go there
during a
take bunch
day
of
meeting,
pictures.
like
That's easy. Yeah, I can get it.
in terms of like pricing and too, I've got a pretty good background
Oh,
in
you might
this
need
kind of
help on
stuff.
pricing. I
So
probably
yeah,
don't.
at least get your items listed.
Right, then you're the.
I can already kind of pick away large, medium, and small assets but we'll do it that way, and we can price everything up, get it all agreed, and at least get it entered, so it's all in this doc. So
I would definitely like you to.
Pat will await getting that Google Doc, and we'll get rolling right on it. So,
Get it out tomorrow.
awesome.
Thank you.
I appreciate this so much. I think this is really going to help us set us on the right track, and I think future years just keeping the same document and adjusting every year, updated.
Hopefully it makes your job easier.
It should.
It will, and it will for
And
the next
future
board too.
boards.
Yeah.
That don't just come into everything blindly.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Pat.
That takes us to item 9B, the park cleanup day. That is still on track and planned for this coming Sunday, the 2nd, a noon start. If it's going to be terrible weather and raining and so forth, we will push it out to the 9th. There won't be any real way to announce that or do anything other than, obviously, if it's raining and ugly weather, we're not going to move
Put
forward.
that, I have a little thing, I haven't put it out yet, but I'll
Place
put,
for
I'll
meeting
put
for
rain
this?
date on there.
At each White Car, Samaria. I know the Robotics Club is working on Centennial and Parmalee. I've told Mitch
In the
I'll
parking lot.
Yep, noon, and
Parking lot?
that's where pretty much schedule-wise we're planning noon to a few hours would be my guess with each of the parks that it takes to walk through, pick up trash, pick up any major debris, leaves or not leaves, sticks and so forth. Just helping maintenance out, piling it by the dumpsters so they can get it cleaned up Monday then. Outside of that, specifics that you might need for your parks, basically I was thinking with Samaria, White, and Carr that if we can get like a box of cleaning rags and cleaner solution and stuff that to have to be able to wipe down all the playscapes, just sterilize and clean them up after the summer, get it ready, just doing basic cleanup maintenance like that. We're not having any mulch delivered or anything of that nature. It's kind of individualized to each park, what you think. If there's any specifics or things you need at any of your parks that you want, if their volunteers show up and are there, that they can work on. I don't know what the weather is yet. I haven't looked that far out. If it's warm enough to keep painting fences and car, or if it's kind of past that point, and that's going to look more into the spring. Every park is
Hard to say.
just individualized. 3B is aware they're going to be winterizing and cleaning up their
So where do we have
concession
people going?
stand, and
Do we have groups assigned to places?
we don't.
Okay.
Other than Robotics Club, who were the initial ones that came to us, and they kind of handle Centennial Park, one of the pocket parks. Every fall they do it, and they asked like, "Hey, is this okay?" And we said, "Well, hey, let's plan a day. We'll kind of make this a larger
Gotcha.
event to where we've got people at every park and picking it off and hitting it." So, get me a list of any materials or supplies or things you'll need. I figure for the 3, we'll get like 3 different cleaners, 3 different rags, garbage bags, that kind of stuff. We'll just get everything materialized and ready for each of us to have at each park. Any other?
Parmalee's cool, we got the wood chips there, need to still be spread, there's a wheelbarrow.
I would focus that on for Parmalee. Like I'll let Mitch
Litter
know
cleanup.
if we can bring rakes, shovels, and even another wheelbarrow and just
the
hit that, get it all
pile.
cleared. Yep. Walk it, pick up any trash, debris, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. Moving on, the pickleball courts update and discussion still on there. So Matthew, I'll let you take the reins on it and where they're at.
Pavement's done. We're still waiting on fencing. There was a back order, so they said it was going to be about 8 weeks back when we first started the construction. So hopefully we should be, we're about 4 weeks in so far.
Roughly 4 to 5.
We did contact the engineers just to make sure that the slope is correct on it, because I was worried about one of the corners not. I'm not sure if it's correct in engineering stand, but it just seemed like a little bit of a steep slope for needed drainage. Fix it now before it's seen and painted and all that stuff.
Right.
That's the problem, but it's up to the engineers. They're the ones who are overseeing it.
Correct.
You reached out and they're looking at it, or they said it's okay?
Reached out. They have
not
and they
yet.
may have responded to Al. They have not responded back to me yet.
So we have concerns, we're not sure yet, okay.
Because I don't know engineering, I don't know slopage, but it does, as I know, as far as pickleball play, it's a little bit of a more slope than I would prefer playing.
So Manick and Smith is the engineer?
Yes.
They're gonna look at it, okay.
we do have the trial up for the renting it by the hour for the 6 of the courts. It seems to be working as now. We still got to get a link made for the
actual
main page,
township
but it's
website, and we don't even want that
that
posted
won't be
until
rented
they're
until
open.
next year. So
Are we still kind of just waiting on court signage and things that I know
Yeah,
you said you were working on the rules?
I've been working on a big sign for the rules slash the kit foreplay to avoid any confusion, and we'll make the rental thing very clear that bring your rental with you. So if someone's on your court that you're renting, then you would show them that you've that and
I have
give it a try.
excuse me, I apologize. I have a pickleball court rules from one of the previous townships around here. I got friends that are avid pickleball players, so she sent it over to me.
Okay.
Something to hang, so I can send that to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. 'Cause I'm taking a list.
We're kind of
like
building
all-
one
yeah.
for it. So
Because all courts are slightly different in how they have it set up. So
Yeah, but this will give you quite an idea.
Which one is that from? Which
I have to look.
jurisdiction?
I have to look. On Clova.
Oh, Monclova Township? Okay.
Yep.
looked at about 10 different townships. So
I've actually made quite a few phone calls.
Agree. Yep.
yeah.
I've talked to Swanton, Holland. I've also talked to the city of Adrian, Monroe, and then several downriver cities, including Riverview, Woodhaven, Brownstown, which has theirs under construction but not done yet. So got a lot of mixed things from them. A lot of them just aren't charging for it, or if they have a tournament, they'll make them run it if you're going to have a tournament. At the same time, a lot of them, they usually don't have issues like during the day, because during the morning time, it's just a lot of the retired folks that go there every day, like the group that goes to White Park all the time.
Most of the time, it won't be rented.
Yeah,
it'll be more like
Right.
if you really need it for something, then or you really just want that time, a very small minimal fee
Right.
to rent it, to reserve your spot. But like the majority of the time, it's just going to be the first come first serve play, which is why we need the etiquette rules so people
Right.
know how to.
Are we going to purchase a paddle ball
Rack.
Yeah.
rack?
Yeah.
So they put it in and.
That's what Woodhaven and several other
They're not
cities
terribly
do.
expensive. They're like $80, I believe, on.
Now,
yeah, I've looked at it.
now the other thing that Strawberry Acres did is they have a big pickleball group also. They have slots for the whole summer, and their slots are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yep.
And we could do something like that with our pickleball group if we could have someone come in and decide.
We can't.
We can't.
Negative. Anything to put onto a lease agreement or a rental like we do at the baseball diamonds with
Okay.
3B, with Bedford Black Ops, with Bedford Select,
Okay.
they need to be an official listed and licensed LLC, and they also need to carry insurance. This Bedford Pickleball is nothing but a Facebook group and
Okay.
a group that gets together, and this is their time.
Okay.
They're not licensed, they are not insured, so they cannot specifically lease or have specific rental period. To adjust that is why one of the reasons why we're doing this rental. If they would like to set up specific times and do a lease outside of, if they want to become an LLC and carry insurance to then hold
Then
the
they could do
liability,
something like that. Okay.
then if outside of doing that, they can look at being able to hold these times without putting signs up on the fence or anything. Is they can rent Tuesdays and Thursdays or Mondays and or whatever it may
Right.
be. And there's 8 courts. They can pick 2 of them that they can guarantee that are theirs for a 3-hour window and rent them, and know their funds are going back into the park system to
New nets or whatever.
upkeep it.
That's only if they really
Signs.
wanted to.
And that's only if they want to. If it's never busy and this is the time and they go then and there's never anybody there, then don't rent it. The
Right.
rental thing is not supposed to be for a profit for us to gain for the parks. It's mainly for that, and for if you're renting the pavilion and the hall and you have a full day event or a kid's birthday party planned and it's a Saturday in the summer that's 80 degrees and perfect and the 8 courts are going to be packed. This is your way of, well, my party's from 1 to 3. I want this court from 1 to 2.
Yep.
You can spend the $5, rent it, and guarantee having a slot for all your kids at a party. That's the reasoning behind this, is because we have other rental pieces available at the park that encompasses all the pieces for somebody to be able to utilize. I mean, the basketball court is up there and can be rented too. That's never once been rented. Right. You can rent it out for a specific time if you want.
I might rent it just to.
Test it out.
That's the reasoning behind why we put this onto the system and made it potentially rentable for the community. If anybody had questions on that or to clear that up.
Is there an official name for the paddle rack wall holder thing? Other than paddle rack wall
Prime
holder?
paddleball racket holder. you'll get a whole.
They have it like
there's a range of them. We have.
Well,
a
I'm
few
more
at
just for the
my-
notes that we're
Right.
going to buy that and that'll be there. And that's sort of like
It's kind of one per every 2 courts. You
I don't
kind of
really
have it in
know-
the middle. It's
all it really is just a paddle holder.
Yes.
pretty much.
But,
Yes.
but in the lowdown of like pickleball,
It keeps things more
unofficial
organized and
etiquette,
cleaner
You kind of put your
looking.
paddle in and you rotate as you go,
Rotate.
and that's kind of
Correct.
But we as a township are just putting a holder there, and whatever
would like
etiquette
to.
protocols the holder. Nothing
Yeah.
says 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything like that.
We will have court signage like court 1, court 2, court.
It's for each court. It's basically a queue.
We're not
It's like standing in line.
okay. Less system, more rack holder, in my opinion. If that makes sense.
I agree with you.
But like, don't be like, this is the paddles who are up next on the court on the
Right.
sign, right?
No.
Just a holder, and the etiquette takes care of
Yeah,
itself.
the community itself knows how it works.
Right,
Like, it's
that's a
not-
beautiful thing. That's great.
Don't overthink it here.
Right, okay, so good. I just
Anything else in terms of these updates? And obviously, as the construction continues, we'll keep pressing forward.
One last question. Are the courts going to go north-south or east-west?
North-south.
Okay.
Correct.
One other thing too, when I did talk to the city of Riverview, they have actually see the park every Thursday when I'm up there in Riverview every Thursday with work. But Reland Park, if you ever want to go up there and see it, it's off Quarry Road, another side street. But they even have some of the courts are meant for like different experienced players on the weekends, because on the weekends when they'll get like a lot of people coming there, and that's when they more so like try to like give people rotations and that. Like they got a few courts that are for beginners, and you got the intermediates, and then you got the professional players essentially. So that's something else we could try and do as well as designate.
Who would manage it, though?
If it
well,
becomes an issue, that's
yeah.
something we can visit down there. We have 8 courts. It's
Right.
We'll see.
I'm saying like if it does get pretty busy, that's something we could do.
And having
Well, if it
comment-
gets busy, I think people could run it. That's the whole idea.
Right.
And good news is we do have a park partner in Ahmed, and they've been looking at. They do a lot of courses at the YMCA and other indoor facilities that they have available.
Yeah.
To where if it grows to a point where they want to run a ComEd league, a pickleball league like they do with kids,
I think
this
that-
could be
I think
something
that'd be great.
future in the community that they will maintain and handle. And I will speak with Nancy on it. I've talked a couple times, and they've been looking for ideas and growth and things to cover. So this could very well be one of them.
I think they could do outdoor lessons once springtime comes and they're all done. They could definitely do some lessons there, even on the weekend, perhaps. And then, I mean, I think you could, if you got enough people in the word around, you could start a league. I could see it happening. I'm sure that whole Facebook group that we've been talking about, I'm sure they would be willing to sign up or help out with that. So
There's that for pickleball updates. It leads us to parks update. Anstead.
Okay, so yeah, Miss Anstead Park. So I was able to get with a couple former park board members, and they walked to the park with me. Matt joined us. I did not know what a tree of heaven was, so it was identified to me. I do now, but I don't know how good I'd be looking at others. Right. But anyways, they put me down the right path. I don't know where you're at, Josh, with looking for the grant at Anstead Park.
Yeah.
But I did speak to the Nature Conservatory today, TNC, and we're going to meet out at Anstead Park and at Wheeler Park, and we're going to walk through. I'm going to skip ahead. Wheeler Park already has a grant in process, so they kind of walked me through a little bit of that. We're going to go walk the park, and that grant is once every 3 years. They will do a minor tune-up, and there's like six different things that could occur.
Okay.
So we're going to walk through it. He knows I'm new, and there's another lady who's put on a presentation for me, and we're going to look at stuff. So on the Anstead Park, we do not have any type of grant. I don't know where Josh is with it, but we did discuss that and what needs to happen in the future. Putting a grant together today would be like 27, 28 year that we'd actually get funding. So it's a long ways off. So being that we have a couple trees of heaven, we probably need to talk about reacting sooner than waiting 3 years. So that'll be an update later after I talk to them. And then Josh can give us an update on the process, what you're working on with the grant.
okay.
That's it for the Anstead Park, unless you have anything to talk about with the grant.
With Wheeler, yes, I do have a grant writer working on it right now. Just did another visit over there today. Had one of the local tree companies come out. Mike Gray from Bedford Tree Service came out and did a visit. He brought one of his other business partners with him. And I mean, the same thing I heard from a few other tree companies I brought there as well. It's a big mess out there. It's a 22-acre property, but there is so much over there. You basically have to brush hog everything there. It's that bad. Like a lot of tree companies, they're not going to want to go in there, cut one down at a time and drag it out. They're going to want to just basically take out all those invasive trees and everything else, just basically brush hog it, turn all the mulch, and start from scratch.
So we're talking about Wheeler right now?
Yes.
So I'm going to meet with TNC, and we're going to walk Wheeler.
Yeah.
And we have a grant for once every 3 years to help us. So let me find out from them in November.
Okay.
I'll know like a month from now, or actually 6 weeks from now,
Okay.
what they can do there.
Okay.
So I think we're kind of good on Wheeler because we have
Okay.
something going on. The Anstead Park is what we don't have anything going on, and that's the grant I think you were working on, right?
One for Wheeler. It was supposed to be for Wheeler. That's what we were doing.
It's an overall invasive species grant.
Yeah.
Is all.
It's supposed
Okay.
to do
It's
a
not
big
for
overhaul.
So we-
spot or site.
We have an invasive species grant already on Wheeler.
Correct.
So I'm going to walk in November 24th with two people from TNC. We'll see from there what happens with Wheeler and what they say. Now, they're not spending $1 million cleaning stuff up, but they have so much that they've given to. So we're part of the Oak
Opening. They're the
Openings.
Metro Parks Preserve.
Reserve. That's correct. We're part of that grant group. So,
How many trees of heaven are at Anstead?
well, I walked it yesterday. We found 3, but I don't know. We pointed them all out.
There's not much over there. I mean,
It's other invasives that are there that's, couldn't tell you the names of them. They're the big fluffy tail things.
Oh, yeah.
Forget the names of them. Purple something was another one.
Yeah, and I did forget to say that. I did talk to Chief Bob today.
About the burn.
And the burn is scheduled for November 10th, that week,
Okay.
okay.
weather permitting.
Good.
I will reach out to Al tomorrow to let him know it's that week, and then what do we need to do to put up signs, letting people know it'll be closed that day for the burn. So that got scheduled.
Are they doing, because I know in past burns we've done like
Sections, yeah.
front, middle, back. Are they doing a larger burn in the middle and back, or?
So I think the front and back were done last year, is what I'm told.
Okay.
So the middle will be done this year.
It's the center this year.
So I don't think it's 1, 2, 3. I think it's these two and
And
this.
then the middle. Yep.
These two and then this. So that'll be the schedule.
Okay.
And then when I found out today, speaking with Carol, because again, Carol's a good past person with practices, is that we have birds that nest in the ground until the end of September. So you can never do a burn until
At least October.
at least October. So I think November, really that first week of November is what we should shoot for every year.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep. So now that we know that, and that'll be something we can put in a little book, and I don't know what you have in that tub that they gave you, but I got to look at that because that might be some of the information in there. Sorry, I forgot about that for Anstead Park. I
Oh,
had
you're
notes.
fine. I was going to
Yep.
ask. We just kept cruising on it.
I'll do too is I'll make this. I already have the sheet, the Google Docs started, so I can start sharing it with everyone, so we can all start adding our little tidbits that we know about each park into them. Ways, not just you trying to get it with everyone, and everyone can kind of what they know put in.
Perfect. Outside Anstead and Wheeler, anything else on those two? Good. That moves us to Samaria Park.
Samaria, as you know, we went out there with Pat last week. I believe it was Thursday. Went out there, yeah, Thursday. Did walk through, got an inventory he was talking about earlier. Took some pictures. We talked about some projects there that are coming up and what we like to do and whatnot. We were looking also at the CIP because in 2030 is when they want to have the roof done in the community center. And they're thinking it's going to cost $50,000. And from talking to him and what people he knows that have had their roofs done their houses, being that it's a simple roof, it's just a simple, simple roof that he thinks it won't even cost $50,000. It might be a lot less.
No, it's roughly when we had it priced, because we did Carr's roof, but I had that priced by a company I knew. With inflation and pricing, that's why
Right.
it's put there, because after
Right.
taxes, after everything, keep it at that.
Right.
because it's a good way to budget and go, and then when it comes in under budget. But realistically, in today's prices, on a tear off and a replacement with
mean, the roof-
architectural dimensional, you're looking at a $25,000 to $30,000 roof.
I mean, they are different roofs at Carr and Samaritan.
Correct.
Completely
I
different
had
construction
them-
in that.
I had them priced.
Oh,
somewhere,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So there's that, and then Playscape. There's some minor issues with that, and notifying maintenance on as well. Also, I want to have maintenance take a look at all the other Playscapes, kind of just do an evaluation on them, see where we're at safety-wise on all of them. The current life expectancy on each of our Playscapes, because that's something else that the Planning Commission wanted to know as well. As far as we go with replacements and such, and then I'm also currently still working on Playscape stuff between manufacturers and with Allen Chase. So that's something else I'm working on in the meantime. And the cleanups this coming Sunday. I don't think the entire whole Woods Trail project will be finished by then, but we'll get it done before winter.
Okay. White Park, I don't have any other updates on how I said with 3B. They're going to be winterizing the concession stand, getting all their stuff wrapped up and cleaned out. Same thing, park cleanup day. We'll get some things taken care of, but nothing major going on there. It should be quieter and calmer through the winter here at White Park.
We do need 2 new nets for the pickleball over there. They're being held right now together with zip ties.
The temporary or the permanent ones in
Permanent
place? We should look at spring.
They're not very
for-
expensive. I mean,
I wouldn't want to
$400.
install any new ones through the winter here, but for spring and whatever maintenance and cleanup, that's something out of the winter, what needs done before the season kicks off we'll make a note of it on those that potentially we should look at in, February or March, purchasing new nets to have installed and ready to go for the season. Parmalee?
The wood chip's still there. That'll be good for volunteer day. Did we know if hole 2 got moved? I don't think so yet.
I have
Heard
not
that
gotten
it
an
happened.
update.
I'm pretty sure it didn't. So, still waiting on hole 2 to move, but other than that, everything's looking good.
I know they turned the water off of the
Yeah, that's
thing
not
because
bad.
it was,
It was leaking, so I'm sure it'll take a while.
yeah, they're going to call plumbers for that and the one at Carr because there's some seals that just stays on.
That's why we had a higher water bill then.
Very well could be.
But now it's
We
off, so
think
that's
with
fine.
them
Nobody needs it
getting
anyway.
the fountains in and then them sitting inside for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, that
Right.
some O-rings probably got dry and rotted, and now that they're on and running,
Yeah.
one of them, I think it was Parmalee's, wasn't it sticking?
It was stuck
So it
on.
was stuck and it was on running.
Oh, the
So
button.
it could be rings inside, like that. When they sat for that long, they had them, and it took this long of a process to get them installed.
Yeah,
This might be what we're running into.
for sure. The other thing too, the email about the trash and stuff in the back 9. Is there any update on that?
That was
The
a while ago,
FABs.
right? I've been out there cleaning it, and it's
There
been
was
clean
another
for a while.
update.
A new one
It's-
came? Really?
And yeah, there's a resident that is going and picking up trash, putting them in like grocery bags, and then leaving it in like hole 7's basket. And we've confirmed it.
I'll check again. I haven't seen that per se, but I go back
Supposedly
there.
it's a resident that lives on Concert Road, from what at least what I understood. from the
Please
email.
stop picking up the trash and leaving it in a golf basket, leave it on the ground, but it's
I
petty
get
nonsense that needs to end. So
his frustration. He's trying to make a statement to all the
get
disc
it.
golfers, but yeah,
It's been pretty clean every time I've gone back there. I go back there
somebody's
once
picking
a
up
week.
all the trash.
Well, but I haven't seen. I guess maybe I wouldn't have noticed that.
There's
if
not
it
a
was
ton of
thing.
trash. It's
Right.
It's not like some.
I get like 1 or 2 grocery.
It's just a back and
bags
forth
myself.
battle that we get a notification from a disc golfer that said, hey, we saw this, and then we get a complaint from a neighbor that there's a bunch of trash when there's 3 wrappers blowing around. And then, like I said, this is a back and forth. There's nothing we can really do on our end. We're not going to hire an officer to stay at
I
this golf
routinely
course
monitor
all
I
day,
monitor
every
the
day,
best I can.
so
That's for sure.
we keep monitoring it, and we'll
I'll
go
check
from there.
hole 7 basket more when I go there. That'll be good.
So that's that for Parmalee Carr outside of your project and all that, your projects.
Yeah, so they're still working on the pavilion to get
Bids.
bids for replace versus repair. The women's bathroom had a plumbing issue, so we were calling a plumber about that. I guess the sink is leaking.
Okay.
You found the same thing as the other one. I think we discussed all the pickleball to our desire now.
Yep.
Pretty much that's with Carr. Oh, we're still working with the painting the fence. We got the south side 99% done. I want to get in the way with the construction so we can easily finish that up in 10 minutes. But then the other side we'd like to paint probably next year at this point.
I would say with the temperatures, it's
We really need a sprayer for it, and so
It's going to be 52 degrees pretty much here on out.
yeah,
it's probably doable at 52 degrees. It's just trying to find people willing to come out and spend some time doing it.
well, if we do
It's pretty labor intensive.
it is, unless you've got a sprayer in our
I mean, I had a sprayer, and it took me. We did it for 10 hours.
link fencing like that. You'd be surprised how much more there is and how detailed
Yes,
it is.
it was much worse than I thought.
It looks great. I'll give you that. You guys did a great job. Wheeler, we already covered, so that takes us to comments from the public, limited to 2 minutes. Gail?
Gail Kane, 1056 West Temperance. Just a few follow-ups. Wheeler Preserve, be very cautious. You have deed restrictions. That property was to stay as normal as possible. And as far as the number of trees of heaven there, it's infested. You can't count them for the seedlings and everything else. Someone needs to share with our new girl here the history of the township meeting, and you're taking the request to get those trees cut down. Let her know what those dates were for all that. Anstead Park, your state DNR has decreased this year the funding to fight invasive species, just an FYI. And they do the partial burns because our native insects overwinter in the stems of the hollow plants. And that's the majority of your native plants have a hollow stem. So that kind of takes care of that. Let's see here. The other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that you're going to charge people who charge for the car park pavilion to save spots on the pickleball court. Is that my understanding? I need to understand how that's fair. You said no?
It's a rentable court if you would like a confirmed guaranteed time of when you park and show up.
Okay, well, I'm just,
You can
it's
rent it.
concerning that somebody pays to rent car park and they can't say, can we have 2 of the courts for pickleball without paying? When you have a group of people who have demanded they have the pickleball courts, you spend over $60,000 on them and they're not paying anything in on this at all. I mean, to me, I find it unfair that someone who's paying to rent car park, and I'll tell you what's going to happen, because most of the time it's rented in summer. The people from the pickleball courts are going to go to the inside of that car park and demand to be able to use the bathroom. So I'm hoping you'll have a couple handicap toilets on the opposite side of car park from where they normally are, so that your elderly people can use the bathrooms. So just a couple suggestions, and I'll get with you later, dear. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? That takes us to commissioners' comments. So just down the line, Aaron,
Listen, thank you.
Andy.
Nothing to add.
I don't have any additional reminder. The planned pending weather park cleanup day is the November the 2nd at noon at each of the major parks. If you'd like to help us and go on out, you're more than welcome to join.
Again, park cleanup November 2nd, Samari Park. If anyone wants to come help, come show up Samari Park at noon. On top of that, as far as like another portage on for the pickleball courts, I don't think it'd be an issue maybe to have another ADA accessible portage on there if need be, or just another one. I'm sure we can move them around because there's a few of them there when we are on our summer level of service. Talked to Jeff Thomas from Whiteford Township. I asked him about the pavilion that they have for their pickleball courts there at Stonecoat Park. He said they paid about $10,000 for the concrete pad and the pavilion itself. It was a prefabbed pavilion that they got from Lowe's for $5,000. So not too expensive, nothing crazy. It's something we could look into. I would definitely run it by Al and talk to Pat about it too and see about the feasibility of it. But I would make sure, definitely talk to Manicat Smith about where you're going to place it at. Make sure it's in a good spot, not in a spot where it shouldn't be, or if there's easement, for the drain and all that. Working on that grant still, like I said. The invasive trees over there at Wheeler, it's bad. It's horrible. I don't know why when we took over Wheeler Preserve as a park, why something wasn't started then to start mitigating the issue, and they just let it go on. How many years has it been? Like since what year was it? 2018 or so when they became a park. Should have started something back then or put together a plan where they could just started doing it a little bit by year, and it's just gotten worse over there. It's insane. And again, I want to say thanks to Pat and Jody as well for coming tonight and helping us get on the right foot with these inventory lists to have a good way of tracking the park stuff that we have for our assets. Fun.
I'm good.
It takes to adjournment. Our next meeting is Monday the 10th here at Township Hall at 7. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.